Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and we have the eagerly awaited 106 update has now gone into beta. So if you if you have the game on Steam, you right-click on the game in your Steam library, go to betas and DLC, and opt into the beta branch. Then you can get this. No password or anything like that. It's an open beta. So first off, we have the continuous campaign, eagerly awaited. Definitely the most popular kind of feature coming when I ran a poll on the YouTube community channel. Yeah, very exciting. We're getting the proper campaign first. And yeah, it's continuous. So you start, well, I'll show you when you can start. But it goes to 1950. And if you reach 1950, I think that's a victory. But you can lose by having low naval prestige and being replaced, having a revolution, that's bad, or your home provinces are lost because territory can now change hands. Although, as I'll explain in a minute, that only happens at the end of wars and stuff at the moment. So, during peacetime, what happens? You get some random events which do various things. I've seen kind of what this is when there was that bug that allowed you to access the peacetime functionality. Yeah, some of these decisions will increase your prestige, but they will, you know, thing will pop up and you have options. You can take one that increases your prestige, but it brings you closer to war with a certain country, or you can go for a more peaceful option, or you can go for kind of a neutral option. And that's often how they're set up, but they are interesting. And as well, you also get things like, I think there was one where, you know, you'd be told, oh, we want you to build this kind of ship or that kind of ship, or should we spend more on the Navy or more on the Army and stuff like that. That's the kind of thing that pops up. And then we have the tension mechanic. So basically this is relations. It goes from plus 99 to minus 99. Plus 99, you get an alliance. And minus 99, you end up in a war. Or possibly you get an event that can trigger that gives you a war or gives you an alliance. And I think there are other things that can trigger war as well. I think some of these random events can trigger wars just straight off. But what's cool is other nations will then pick a side according to what their previous relations were and modify relations accordingly. And this can trigger new alliances and force other nations to enter the war. That is very, very cool. So, you know, you're friendly with France, say, you're playing as Britain, France gets into a war with Italy, and you're like, nah, then France isn't going to be very happy with you, which makes perfect sense. Then fight a war, and hopefully you win, and then you get a peace agreement, and you can take money, you can take ships, and you can take provinces as well. And at the moment, this is the only mechanic for gaining territory, because there's no land conquering mechanic yet, but there will be in the future. And presumably that will be related to the invade function that you can access, but doesn't do anything with your fleets. And then economic cycles. If you go into a prolonged war, your GDP starts to suffer. Makes sense. And I think a lot of the events are to do with, you know, your economics and your GDP and stuff like that. And then we have another big new feature, the detailed Citadel. And I'll jump into the designer to talk about this and show it off, because I'm really interested to see it. But Nelson specifically mentioned you can save weight by shortening the armoured Citadel. You can... the way you lay out your guns and funnels will affect the length of the Citadel. So I think that means that your Citadel will automatically cover your guns and funnels, which is nice. No more turrets hanging out the main belt. Hopefully, that'll be good for the AI. And the center of the ship is more resistant to damage. And you can have multi-layered armor in the Citadel and independent values. It's very cool. Really excited to see all this stuff. Then we have new special gun calibers. So you can now adjust guns length and width. So it's 0.1 of an inch caliber, so you can have a 13.5 inch or a 14.2 inch or whatever, and you can adjust the lengths as well, which is cool. And torpedoes, duds. They can go on crazy journeys and they cannot explode. So this is going to be fun to experience, and yeah, I'm keen to try this out and see what happens. Then we have some new hulls and guns, and we will get some more of this. This is the very first version of the beta. We will probably get some more stuff. We're going to get a Danton class battleship for the French Navy. Cool. New Japan guns, new British guns for the small stuff. New Mark III torpedo tubes for everybody. Everybody shares torpedo tube designs, basically. And we have a whole bunch of other improvements. So pitch and roll have been readjusted, given the changes to how ships are built. Shell ballistics and mechanics have also been tweaked. So this is really nice. This looks more realistic, and I really like this idea that once you aimed the guns, once they think they've got the target, then they'll speed up the firing rate. So that's cool. Overpens have been reworked so that it depends what angle they come in at. So if you kind of fire head on and you get an overpen, it probably turns into a pen because it will just go like down the ship. So very cool. Torpedo tubes can now explode. Well, I think they could before, but they cause a special detonation, simulating the damage caused by destroyed torpedoes, which are then removed from the ammunition. So you can blow up torpedo tubes. Fantastic addition. I really like the way that they've approached the torpedo balancing issue. Having duds and them going off in crazy directions and exploding is both historical and fun. So I really like that. New ship components, advanced electrical turrets, advanced electro-hydraulic turrets, and an advanced gun reload system. All very interesting. I have to have a look at those. Ship's balancing issues. New weapon stats visible in the UI, so you can view rotation speed, huzzah, and the weight of ammunition per turret. Cool. Improved. So if you hover over a weapon, you can now tell which of your turrets are out of action, which is good. You don't have to kind of squint at the master system diagram, the thing that appears up here, to do it. Particularly useful for torpedoes. That, and then general improvements to auto-design battle AI divisions, and you can now type. You can now type the needed values for beam and draft. Very cool. I don't know if they have looked at being able to type in displacement after you play with beam or draft, but that's good, and some bug fixes as well. So very cool. I'm going to hop into a custom battle. Let's see if we can see this new French battleship they were talking about very quickly. Let's get a bunch of destroyers in as well. And yes, I will lose horribly. That's kind of the point. No, just the Dreadnought 1 in 1905. Okay. Which one is the... I'm not sure we do have the Danton. They all look the same to me. Although, yeah, they all look the same. So let's go for a random. Sure. Let's have a look at this new. Some of these new techs. And 1930 should be good enough to have a look. So let's see now. Well, first of all, if I move these down, can I then type in? No. No, I can't. Okay, fair enough. So let's have a look. This is all the same. Just stick a tower on. Something like that, and we'll get some guns. Not one, not two, three. There we go. Okay. And just yeah, here we go. Citadel armor. Okay. Interesting. Oh, and turret armor. You can now directly adjust the barbette thickness. Cool. Sorry if you can hear my little one in the background. That is very cool. And okay, and yeah, this is the diameter. Oh, it does. It just makes it chunky. Look at that. Oh, okay. So it goes from 0 and then up. Makes sense. And then length up to plus 20 or minus 20. Very cool. So you could go for a short fat gun if you want. Yeah, so what have we got here on the Citadel? Below the main deck there's an extra protective steel layer which reduces the destructive power of a penetrating shell. Okay, so you've got an inner deck, inner belts. I do not know how to think about this. Interesting. Very interesting. So behind the main belt. According to Citadel type. I wonder if changing the Citadel type changes these values. Well, it certainly did something because yeah, this adds this third layer going for all or nothing. Very interesting. I wonder if changing the barbette thickness. No. You'd think that changing the barbette thickness here would change this, but it doesn't. So you can now armor up the barbettes independently of this setting. What this setting does is just reduce your... This is just a flash fire reduction. Okay. Oh, okay, so we now have auto... Well, I think this is supposed to be 1. We have auto 1 and auto 2. Very interesting. And yeah, we now have the new electrical 2 and electro hydro 2. Very cool. You get some really... So what would the turret traverse speed be of that now that we can see it? Rotation speed, 4.33 degrees per second. Okay, and if we just went... Oh, and these are now grayed out. Oh, interesting. And compared to just standard electrical, 3.61 degrees per second. Okay, cool. That's very interesting that the basic hydraulics are now considered obsolete, because I nearly always go with advanced hydraulics, so I'm going to have to change that up. I don't see any other changes in here to look for. So I'm going to let the AI design a ship. Let's see how it does. Always interesting to watch the AI at work. Right, that is pretty hideous, to be honest. Oh, I don't like that at all. No. No. Oh, dearie me. Actually, it's Japan had some new guns, so let's try Japan. Let's try heavy cruiser. No, wait, not against the battleship. Where is it? Heavy scout cruiser. I quite like that. Because they said they had new 8-inch guns. Yes, look at that. Oh, those look nice. Those look very nice. Okay, yeah, let's go for a kind of classic heavy cruiser. Let's go for the big tower and little secondary tower. Go oil balanced. Tell you what, I'll come back when the ship's designed. Right, here we are. A Kayakuma heavy cruiser. I haven't fiddled around with the gun barrels or anything like that. I have been playing around with this, but I did notice, you may be thinking, where's the option for changing the length of the Citadel? Well, it happens automatically. So if I take this turret here, you notice, if you look at the weight of the ship, so if I pick it up and move it along, it adds weight to the ship because it is extending the main belt and the main deck out to cover this turret. So no longer do you have to guess, it is just there. So there are benefits to having your ship as tightly concentrated on the middle of the hull as you can manage, which is great. That encourages realistic ship design. And we've got some torpedo tubes as well as the 8-inch guns and fairly historical-ish kind of ship. I've gone for all the latest and greatest tech so we can see if that makes a difference. And let's just head out. Let's just see what the AI comes up with. A bunch of destroyers. So we can see this new dud mechanic. They are Mark IV torpedoes, so I'm not expecting, you know, this to be terrible in terms of duds or anything. But yeah, we have pretty nice heavy cruiser. Game has got rid of that shortcut for me. Or I think it might be my mouse macro needs to be logged in again. Whoever thought that, oh yes, let's make sure that when you want to access some shortcut on your mouse, you have to be logged into our app. It should be fired out of a cannon into the sun, because that is the most annoying design decision ever, because of course it logs you out randomly. Right, and I just put in a bunch of destroyers so that we can see all these torpedoes. And yes, I am going to lose horribly doing this. But I thought it would be fun to... Actually, do you know what? Get a good shot, you can take it. I thought it would be fun to see the torpedo mechanics in action. My own are oxygen, so I wanted to have a look at those as well. And just see if we can blow the torpedoes off, perhaps. Or we could do some small ship abuse. Those are very fast destroyers. Something's changed about the sound design a little bit. Those guns sound a little bit different. Possibly a bug. Yeah, it sounds like they're interrupting each other almost. Trying out those new turrets. Yeah, they turn quick. Okay, torpedoes away. And there's some torpedoes incoming as well. They look like they're going okay. Although I launched 4. I don't know where the 4th one is. And they... Yeah, look at those spreads. That's much more than it used to be. Okay, I like that. Let's see if we get any hits on either side. Oh wait, one just failed. One of my torpedoes failed and disappeared. I think some of theirs did as well. Oh, that is fascinating. Yes, they work completely. Look at that. Look at that guy. Rob Roy doing a masterful turn. Right. I do have a torp built on this. And we're about to get hit, so... Yeah, these are a lot more... Okay, these are a lot more fun to play against. Going everywhere. Any more? Yeah, mosquito. And you get a little splash. Now, I think you got a splash before. But look, yeah, look. They go all over the place. Okay, yeah, this is fun. Right, let's see if this one explodes or not. Or I'm going to miss it. No, dud. No, not a dud. It wasn't a dud. That's what I'm trying to say. Did take the damage. Again, I'm not trying to win this. I'm trying to see if we get some torps that can hit us, but not explode. Look at that one deviating, which means that spread misses. Okay, and there's some of my own. Yeah, look, see that third one just going off. Oh, okay, this is a lot more fun. Yeah, that to me, combined with, I mean, I haven't seen any torpedo launchers go up or anything, but that I think is fair. That makes torpedoes so much closer to how they would operate, in my opinion. It means that they're not a particularly viable strategy unless you have a ship that is, you know, disabled, or you get the drop on them. Unfortunately, now they've fired all their torpedoes. It's just me beating up destroyers. Just put some small guns on them. How fast are these things? Very. They've got a 5.3 inch gun, those DDs. Yeah, you look at the damage, all concentrated fore and aft, where I didn't armor up the fore and aft at all. Oh, nice. Now that might have been a torpedo. We did see destroyed torpedo, but I think once they're fired, they don't explode. But yeah, if you look at the ship, All the damage is concentrated outside the belt, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm really pleased with. Looks like a good change to me. Definitely liking those new torpedo mechanics. And I believe it gets better / worse depending on the tech level you're at. So, you know, if you lose Mark 1 torpedoes early on, are going to be really likely to go off on adventures. Pretty heavily armoured destroyers, actually, with 1.5 inches everywhere. We aren't firing AP. In fact, try some AP, would you? I know I'm going to get overpens. I was just seeing if I can get that new overpen mechanic. It certainly does a lot more damage when you overpen on the ends of the ship. Yeah, see? If you get the overpen to go through the middle of the ship, yikes. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I hope that was informative. Obviously, I will be covering new 106 content in depth. I'll be doing a full look at the campaign. And you can start in a year, but I'll do a full 1890 to 1950 campaign, or at least I'll try, and can look forward to that coming out soon. But for now, just let me know down in the comments, what are you most excited about to have a go with in the new 106 update. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.